Hello, CSFL. Demons owner here. That's a couple weeks off. I'm back with the Week 9 Players of the Week. We're winding down. We've got 2 games left for each team, and everyone's still got a shot. Can't wait to see how this season plays out. It's going to be exciting down the stretch. Let's jump right to it for Quarterback of the Week. There was a lot of good quarterback play in Week 9, but the Player of the Week needs to go above and beyond good. There's a lot of QBs that aren't throwing many passes out there. We're seeing a lot of attempts in the 15 or below range for QBs. A couple QBs made the most of those few attempts. Derek Albright of the Cobras, he went 12 for 14 for 243 yards and 3 touchdowns in a huge win over the Rhinos in a rivalry game. Eric Watson of my Demons had a good day, 24 37, 529 yards and 4 touchdowns. Unfortunately, in a loss, but 529 yards and 4 touchdowns in a clean game. No turnovers from Eric Watson. Other than the loss, it's a fantastic day. But your quarterback of the week is Eric Reeves of the Blue Jays. And he only threw 12 passes, but he completed 11 of them. 91% completion percentage, 304 yards, 4 touchdowns. Great day by Eric Reeves. Basically, it felt like every time he was throwing the ball, it was a touchdown. He was on that day. Nothing could stop him. He is your quarterback of the week. Now, for Offensive Player of the Week, as is normal in the CSFL, lots of candidates to choose from. A number of players had standout performances. If you didn't score 2 touchdowns, you weren't even considered for this list. You had to at least score 2. A few of the players that scored 2, here we got Torrey Sellers of the Scorpions, Barry Perkins of the Dragons, Phil Clemens of the Vipers, Matt Davis of the Werewolves, Darius Burke of the Wildcats, Blaine Higgins of the Blue Jays, Antrell Adams of the Blue Jays, Darius Henson of the Gators. These guys all put in 2 touchdowns in their games, and they all had great yardage to go with it. On different weeks, they all could have been considered, but this week, there were 2 players that stood out above them, and the runner-up is Willie Burnsides, who is having a fantastic season. He had a 26-carry day, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 receptions for 63 yards. We're talking 231 total yards on the day for Willie Burnsides. But I gave Offensive Player of the Week to Brian Williams of the Cobras, the wide receiver. Brian Williams had 1 rush attempt for 48 yards and 1 rush touchdown to go with 3 catches, 87 yards, and 2 touchdowns. It was that extra touchdown that gave it to Brian Williams for me because Willie Burnsides, he had more yards, but that extra touchdown by Williams and the fact that he got a rush touchdown to go with his pass touchdowns, he is my choice for Offensive Player of the Week. For Defensive Player of the Week, if anyone watched the games last week, I think this choice is going to be obvious, but I'll go through some good performances anyway. Duante Jones of the Piranhas had a great day, 9 tackles, 1 for a loss, and a pass deflection. Kevin Miller of the Wildcats, the left outside linebacker, had a strong day with 2 sacks. Omar Randall of the Bears, right end, had 3 sacks, which, he just got it on the wrong week because that's a strong performance. That could have been Player of the Week. Dombrowski of the Gators, middle linebacker, had 7 tackles and 2 for a loss in a game where their D only allowed 16 points. He's clearly an anchor of that defense. Melvin Means of the Cobras had 2 interceptions and 2 pass deflections. Fantastic day for him too. But my Defensive Player of the Week is the rookie corner from the Dragons, Isaiah Bernard. 5 tackles, 2 interceptions, 3 pass deflections, and the big one, 2 defensive touchdowns. Isaiah Bernard is your Defensive Player of the Week. And I'm just going to spoil it now. Isaiah Bernard is also your Rookie of the Week with those same stats. 5 tackles, 2 picks, 3 passes, 2 defensive touchdowns. There's just nobody that could touch him. We had a lot of great rookie performances, a lot of receivers, Nate Bryant, Todd Kidd, Craig Jackson. They all had good amount of catches, good yardage, and a touchdown. Derek McKinney of the Wildcats, their corner, had a sack and a forced fumble. Brian Ely of the Bears also had a good day, another receiver. And Jordan Holloway of the Gators had a free safety, had 7 tackles and a pick. But Nobody could touch Bernard this week. Those 2 defensive touchdowns are huge. They easily change a game, and it's hard to defeat a team that scores 2 defensive touchdowns on you. So there you go. We had Eric Reeves, Brian Williams, and Isaiah Bernard for 2 awards. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. See you next week.